What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hey. Happy Sunday. And unfortunately, the last day of my winter break, but it's all good. I have no complaints. I had 2 weeks off, ready to get started with the second half of the school year, right? I don't have no complaints. Okay. So we are here for the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 13. And I have a very serious question. I have a very serious question. When is this season over? Somebody please tell me. When is this season over? And I am so serious. I am sick of it. I am over it. I am tired. I am done. Yeah, I feel like we have at least 3 more episodes of the regular season and then the reunion. You actually off for 3 more days? Well, I am jealous of you. So we start this episode off. KK, listen, I don't know how many different ways somebody can tell you, girl, that man don't like you. KK was out there with her family and friends because she had a billboard and she was revealing the billboard, which I thought, hey, that's a great establishment. That's a milestone in your business. Baby Greg was like, yeah, congratulations. You know, I know you work hard. Did y'all see the way KK mama was looking at him? Did y'all see the side eye that KK mama was giving him? Girl, that man don't like you. Actually, he might like you. He just don't love you. Anyway, loving seeing you and Taria. Thank you. We had a good time. We had a good time. If you guys, I posted on both of my community walls and on my Instagram. Myself and Taria, we had such a long conversation, baby. It was 2 episodes, so y'all check it out. WEIGO podcast was we. I forgot now. Look, I forgot the acronym. Was it we? What else is going on? Lord, I don't know why I can get what else is going on. That's what the acronym stands for. But anyway, it was a good conversation. That's my girl. Taria is my girl. All right. So look. Then we have Tia, which I thought this was a cute scene. I really do. With Tia going to her father's house. She reached out to the owners of her father's home. And it's the last home that he lived in DC. And she took her half sister with her. And her half sister said, look, you know, you spent a lot more time with dad than I did. So for you to bring me here and to share this moment, I really do appreciate it. Looking at that house, that I know Tia said that her daddy spent up all the money, but I can't tell by that house. With that spiral staircase. I mean, I don't know exactly where that house is in DC, but I can't tell all the money was gone. But anyway, but it was a great scene. She took a couple of her kids with her, and she called her brother while they were there. And it was just, I thought it was a great moment. I definitely thought it was a great moment. You missed the first half of the episode. Honestly, you ain't missed a lot, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think this scene with Tia was cool, but as far as like, because there was a whole scene with, there was a scene with Ashley, Wendy, and Giselle getting together. And Wendy was like, yeah, you know, I'm still upset about the fight that I had with my mom, but I'm very careful about who I talk to my mom about because she is my mother. And I was going to be honest with you. Yeah, the lady, it was a white woman living there with her kids, and she was really nice letting them in the house. And, you know, she said, look, the next time, because Tia said, I have to admit, I've driven by here multiple times, and I've just never knocked on the door. And that lady said, you better knock on the door next time and come on in. Like, you know, you're welcome. So that was cool. Of course you thought it was a great episode, Phil. Of course you did. Because me and you just can't agree on anything. Oh Lord. Mm. Is this not turn tight? Oh, it wasn't turn tight. That's better. Okay. Is that why? Was she the way she made it seem like was that was the house that her dad died in? I mean, he died owning that house. Well, no, Phil, you got to come over to my side because I ain't coming over to your side on this one. So so when Wendy was at lunch with Giselle and Ashley, they really ain't talk about nothing. I mean, they sort of recapped what happened. They said about the event, and of course, they had to talk about Timu leaving. They had to talk about Angel being, they had to talk about Angel, and of course they talk about Angel's trip and going out there, and of course, they had to bring up the whole eviction thing of it all. Thank you. This is the cup from my birthday trip. But nothing, in my opinion, nothing major really happened. Oh, and they got invited to Monique's event. But other than that, nothing really major happened at this dinner. In my opinion, it really was a unneeded scene. I didn't feel like it was a necessary scene, but whatever. It's been doing that, El Michelle. It's done that to me on other people's channel. It did it to Mims the other night. It's a glitch on YouTube's end. Generally, if you wait a couple of seconds, it'll go back and let you in. I don't know why it's doing that, but like I said, this happened to me too. But honestly, and again, maybe it's just me just not being connected with this season at this point. But I felt like, I guess I'm just sick of. Anyway, we'll get there when we get to the end of this episode. But it just seemed like wasted. Hey, Ravine, what's up, boo? Hey, Chuck. So then we have a scene with, it does it to me on my phone. Yeah, generally it does it to me on my phone. Then we have a scene with Ashley and Uncle Lump, and it's the people's birthday. I don't care. At this point, I just feel like Uncle Lump need a flute. Because I feel like we see Uncle Lump more than we see anything else as it relates to Ashley. But, I mean, she said that it's great to be able to have family at her home because it was hard when she was with Michael and, yada, yada, yada. So, okay, great. Then we see this scene with Angel talking to her sister, talking about bringing the girls out and how, she just, how she's had to move out of the house and they're going back to Colorado and how she don't want no shit from the girls. So, in my opinion, like the first half of the episode was like, okay. So then, so while they're at Ashley's house, they talk about the fact that Ashley's, I guess, her stepdaddy, went into rehab. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm always happy when somebody who needs help gets help. So let me say that. But I don't know this man. We never met him. Y'all been talking about him. But ain't nobody talked to him. He ain't filmed. I don't know this man. I don't know about him. But I hope he stays sober. Sheila over in the corner crying. Talking about, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm Sheila. Girl. What that... So we get to Monique's event. Now, I'm going to say this. And I know I hate that I'm about to... Let me say this. Because I know what I know about and only because what Monique said, not that I was there. But literally, Monique said she agreed to come on the show and she literally was filming 2 days later. So what I believe to be true, and this is my opinion, this is not a fact, but what I believe to be true is Monique already had this event planned and then incorporated the whole Housewives into it to film it for the show. And the reason why I say that is because this could have been an event that she had. See, in my opinion, she could have done two things. Either A, had the event, invited the ladies, and just filmed it and let it be what it was going to be. Or B, if you're going to be shady without the audience. I was cool with the shade. It's Housewives. It is what it is. But I didn't like the shade with the audience. That I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? I would have been cool if we had been in like Monique's living room doing that with the binders and all that stuff. I would have even been cool if Monique had rented a room at the restaurant and it was just the ladies and they did their whole thing. Or one or two guests, right? I didn't like the fact that Monique's family was there. Monique's friends outside of this were there. This was an event that she had the DJ from the radio station there. I mean, I don't know if this was an event that people could buy tickets for. I don't know. But that I didn't like. I'm going to be honest. I was cool with the shade. It's like I said, it's Housewives. I didn't care about that. But I didn't like the fact that they had to play that whole thing out in front of an audience. I did not like. Now, shout out. Did y'all catch Jamie and Arena were in the audience? Did y'all catch that Jamie and Arena from Love and Marriage DC were there? I don't know if you guys caught that. Mm-hmm. Jamie and Arena. Oh, look, Jamie and Arena were there. Did they say it was born? Oh, I didn't. I haven't asked them about it. I don't know. I haven't asked them about it. That's what I'm saying. I didn't care about the binder part of it. I didn't like the fact that it was in front of an audience. I just did. And that's just me. Some people might not care. I didn't like it. I just thought in front of an audience, for what you were asking them to do and describing each other and all that, I just didn't like it. But anyway, I don't know if the binders was production's idea or not. I don't know. But like I said, I feel like this is an event that Monique was already planning to do. Because Monique does have a book coming out. Well, her book is out now. So it was a great idea to advertise for her book. And it lined up perfectly. Like her book, you can actually go buy the book now. So I was cool with that part. It's just me though. I mean, again, it's just me. Lord, let me read. Thank you for the super chat, Phil. Before I read it, let me say thank you for the super chat. Mother Nature has not changed at all. Still the same messy housewife as she's always been. A leopard never changes her spot. Hey, Tylers. I disagree, but it's okay. Thank you for the super chat, boo. So Monique, she does a reading, and all that good stuff, which is what I think the original event was supposed to be. And then she had gifts, and the fact that she only had gifts, well, in that moment, she only had gifts for the ladies, right? And of course she said, listen, I'm shady, I'm a binder bitch. Now, what I love is that she owned it. She owned her shade. And I don't think that becoming a better person means that you have to stop, that you're a perfect person. So do I think that Monique is different and Monique is not the same person that was on the show before? I truly do. But that doesn't make her a perfect person. That doesn't mean, like she said, I'm still shady. I still got some shit with me. Like I get it. And I feel like she owned it. So I understand that, Phil just don't like Monique. And it's okay. Like some people just don't like people. He just doesn't like Monique. But I'm not going to negate that Monique has done any work on herself just because she was shady and had a shady moment that she fully 100% owned. Like she owned her shade. But anyway, neither here nor there. Right. I mean, I think she worked on, like she said, she worked on the anger, which is what got her in trouble on the show. She didn't say she was trying to become a saint. She said she worked on the anger. She worked on, what led her to that moment with Candace. That's what she said she worked on. And that she's a better person. But moving right along. So Monique gives the ladies binders that have tabs, and each tab is a different person from the group. So one, she says, because I actually think this was a great exercise, if I'm being honest. I actually think it was a pretty good exercise. It's like, first, write how you show up. Write how you describe yourself. Describe yourself. Okay, well, you and Phil are in the same group, SCK. SCK says she thinks she's faking it. Okay. Describe yourself. How do you think, how do you think the world sees you, or however she said. So that was the first thing. And then the rest of it was the ladies were supposed to describe each other, right? I think that's a good exercise, because the reality is the way you think you present to the world is not always the way that the world receives you or the world sees you. So I don't think it's a bad exercise, if I'm being honest. The flip side is, but then Monique made them read what they wrote about each other, right? And that's the shady part of it. I think that in a genuine group of people, it could be a really good exercise for people to see how the world sees you. But in this group, it ain't gonna be nothing but shade. So anyway, moving right along. When Giselle, they wanted to read, she made them exchange books, right? So Giselle read what, like Stacy. She didn't write anything for Stacy. It was blank. Giselle, that's just unnecessary shade. You couldn't write anything, even if what you wrote wasn't positive. You couldn't write anything about Stacy. You couldn't write, well, you think she's a liar. You couldn't write, well, I think she presents as, like, you couldn't write nothing. I find myself, to be honest, and the people on YouTube thinking I'm a troll. I don't think you're a troll. You just have your opinions just don't always align with what a lot of other people think, but I don't think you're a troll. Because I used to think you were trolling, but I don't anymore. Like, I feel like I know you well enough at this point that you really feel the way you feel. Like, I don't think you're trolling. I just don't always understand your points of view, but I don't have to. I respect them, and that's it. I don't have to understand somebody's point of view. I just have to respect their opinion, which I do. I respect Phil's opinion. I don't always agree with it. And Lord knows I be confused sometimes, but I respect it. Is it saying nothing the best policy? No, because that wasn't the exercise. The exercise was to write something. So again, the reason why I say that is because it takes us right back to what she did to Stacy on the trip. Where, well, I don't know Stacy. I just don't know her. So it's that. So rather than you didn't get her a monogrammed robe. You didn't get her a monogrammed cosmetic bag. You didn't get her a place setting at dinner. It's, to me, that's unnecessary shade. That is unnecessary shade. In my opinion. Then they were talking about, I think it was Ashley had to write what she wrote about Stacy. And here she go again with the catfish shit. I'm just like, y'all, it's dead. And I was with Angel when she was like, listen, I don't want to hear that catfish shit again. Like, it's dead. That word is dead. Because first of all, it's dead because how many times we gonna say it? Like, it's like a joke when it's no longer funny. Like, I didn't like the catfish at the beginning, but okay, you said it. I meant Angel, whatever word I said, whoever name I said, child, I meant Angel. But the fact that we're still talking about this catfish shit 6 weeks later, like, it is, let it go. Y'all have addressed it. Y'all have talked about it. Y'all have made jokes about it. I'm done. And then Angel told him, Angel was like, listen, at the end of the day, what I don't want is for y'all to come on my trip and just be shady the whole time. Like, I'm inviting y'all to my house. I want to have a good time. I want us to be real zen. But if y'all gonna bring that energy, you might want to rethink coming to my home. And then here go Giselle. Well, Ashley is my bestie. If she don't come, I'm not coming. Baby, Angel said, okay. Baby, Angel said, okay. And here's what I love that Angel called their bluff. Because Angel know good and damn well this is a cash trip. They ain't about to miss a cash trip. Because if they miss a cash trip, that's going to affect their money. Well, Angel brought the shade and mess first to her trip. See, this is what I'm talking about with Phil. Anyway. So Monique got them to at least apologize. Monique was like, look, I ain't know that the blood was this deep. Like, I ain't realized that it was this bad. Okay. I ain't want people to be uninvited from the trip and shit. Like, I thought we could just have a little shade and be cool. And here's Angel. I mean, here is Wendy. Wendy, you pissed me off this episode. Wendy, you was ready to bop, bop, baloo, bop, 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 bam, boom all over Ashley's head. And now here you are. Well, I mean, Ashley doesn't mean anything by it. I mean, you just got to get to know this group. I mean, we're just shady like that. And we'll just laugh and move on and just, it's no big deal. Really, Wendy? Because I remember you feeling the same way that Angel felt. I remember you feeling the same way that Angel felt, ma'am. So now all of a sudden, it's not a big deal. Now all of a sudden, you don't see what's the big deal now? The event stuff was because Angel husband didn't want to come, so everyone pretending that the husband comments didn't come off wrong was not true. But again, let me say this. I never said his comments didn't come off wrong. His comments did come off wrong, but I was saying that I understand this woman has said nothing nice about these women. This woman called you in tears from a whole nother country wanting to fly home in the middle of the night. I wouldn't want to be around these women either. And I wouldn't necessarily want my wife to be around these women either. So I don't think I ever said that her husband's comments didn't come off wrong, because they were. I mean, talking about we'll be there when we get there. But I felt like his attitude was, we gonna get there when we get there. Don't fucking rush us. And then when they got there, all y'all did was be shady. You had the catfish there as a joke. And then you asked the woman about being evicted. So the husband wasn't wrong for feeling the way he felt. Because when they got there, it was some bullshit. Thank you for the super chat, Atalia. Hold on, let me read it. I'm beginning to see why people are saying Wendy is pressed to be in the in crowd. Yeah, because Wendy, really, girl? Like, you would have been better off just not saying nothing. You would have been better off just not saying nothing. So then, we got a scene. Stacy called Angel. Angel flew out there ahead to get everything ready. The ladies get to the airport, and I just have to ask, Wendy, where the fuck did you think you were going? Did you not realize that you were dressed inappropriately when you saw how everybody else showed up? Girl, did you think you were going back to Nevis? I mean, everybody else got on jeans and cowboy hats and girl, where did you think you were going, Wendy? So they get to Colorado, and Angel meets them there. First of all, they started off complaining when they got to the airport. They complaining about the fact that Angel's not there at the airport with them. I'm not understanding what y'all weren't understanding. The woman said, she said at Monique's event that she was flying out ahead. Stacey knew she had already flown out. How did y'all not know that she wasn't going to meet y'all at the airport? Second of all, y'all knew y'all were going to that woman's house. Hell, y'all done told everybody she got evicted. Y'all knew she wasn't even in Baltimore anymore. You said that at dinner. When Giselle, Ashley, and Wendy went to dinner together, you said that the girl wasn't even in Baltimore anymore because she flown back to Colorado. So why did y'all think she was going to be at the fucking airport and was going to fly with y'all to Colorado? So Angel met them there. Now I will say this, Angel, I feel like you had a plan. I feel like you were, because that I didn't understand you wanting Wendy and Stacey to ride with you in the truck, right? I didn't quite get, not Stacey. Who rode with her? Tia? Yeah, Tia. I didn't quite understand that move. And then you had the rest of the ladies ride, and no, it was Stacey. Then you had the rest of the ladies ride in the other trucks or whatever. So I didn't quite understand that. But you did try to have a conversation with Wendy and say, Wendy, listen, I really want us to get to know each other. I like you. And I really feel like, me and you got some things to work out, but I just want you to know that I've always liked you. And Wendy gonna say, yeah, I always liked me too. And so Wendy gonna say in her confessional, basically, too little, too late. Like, girl, don't be trying to be my friend now. So I already knew whatever you thought you was going to do, that didn't work. So you separated. I don't know. Again, don't know. And the reason why I say that is because I said, well, maybe Wendy is going to be staying in a separate, because the way she was alluding to, like, they weren't all going to be staying together. So I was like, oh, well, maybe she's going to have Wendy and Stacey with her. But no, she's taking KK and Jazzy, I guess. I think. I don't know. So they rolled to the room, and Giselle is still talking about this woman that got evicted. And now Giselle is like, well, we have information. We have more information. So I have a different opinion in that. Because they're in the car trying to tell Giselle, all right, you need to act right. Like, you got an attitude. You already talking shit. Like, get some act right about you, right? Get a positive attitude. Get some act right about you. And she won't let go of the fact that this woman done got evicted. I don't think Angel has checked out. I don't think she's checked out. And to be honest, I think that she's trying to, now she's trying to salvage relationships is what I think. Right, I don't know, but that's what Giselle said. Giselle said they got more information. What more information? I don't know, but that's what Giselle said, child. So they get to the house, and they have food and everything. And Angel was like, well, I want you guys to get settled in, because I have to get ready to go. And they were like, girl, go where? And she was like, I'm going to my house. And they were like, so we're not all staying together? No. And she said, well, is everybody staying here? Now, Angel, this is the part that I didn't like that you did. I did not like the fact that you weren't going to have all the ladies stay in the same house with the houses being so far apart. Now, if that was like the guest house that was on your property and you had those ladies staying at the guest house and then you had a couple of other ladies staying in your main house, I would have been cool with it. Because, that's what Monique did. When they went down to Monique's when they went down to Monique's her lake house. Remember, Monique had like a separate house on the lake. It was like the main house, and then it was like a separate house. They did the same thing when they went down to that house that time that Ashley came down there when she was still pumping her milk. Remember, they had two different the ladies. There was two different places there. So like, I wouldn't have been mad if that was a guest house on your property. But you're going to separate the girls and it's an hour difference. Yeah, I don't like that. And you couldn't find an Airbnb closer to your house? An hour away? That seemed weird to me. I didn't like that. That I did not like. I did not like the house that was down. Yeah, correct. The house in Newburgh. I didn't like the fact that I didn't like that. So she said that so then they were going to get rooms. Stacy got a really nice room. I think that was intentional that Stacy got a nice room. Monique's room was decent. And then she put Ashley and Giselle in a room together with like a single room. Like, I mean, single, like I feel like those beds were like single beds or full beds. I didn't have no problem with that at all. I didn't have no problem with that at all. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we all know that when it comes to the girls' trips, people are always shady about the fucking room assignments. So I had no problem with Angel giving a little get back with the room assignment after the way those women have treated her this season. I had no problem with that at all. And considering how Giselle was so petty towards Stacy on her trip, I'm like, Giselle, how dare you sit here and act like you don't understand why somebody is being shady towards you after the way you treated Stacy on your girls' trip. Now, I know this was Angel, but still, Giselle, you put that shit out in the universe. Like, again, I have to go back to, girl, you didn't even put that woman's name. Like, you gave everybody a monogram name on their robe except for hers. Like, that was so, do you understand how you had to go out of your way to do that? So I wasn't mad about it. And Giselle talking about, I'm never going in that room. I'm never going in that room. Okay, girl, do what you got to do. I don't give a fuck. And I love how Angel's attitude was, okay, that's y'all room. I don't care. Feel how you feel. Especially since she gave Wendy the whole basement that had 3 beds in the basement. And everybody was like, that they know that they could have put Ashley and Giselle down here. Because they had it was like the whole basement with a bathroom and everything. And Wendy was loving it. And again, she absolutely could have. But yes, she was intentionally being shady. Yes, she intentionally put their ass in that room. She absolutely did. And you know what? I don't care about it. After the way those women have been dealing with her and treating her and talking about her all season, I don't give a fuck. Don't. And especially since Giselle want to sit there and act so outraged, like she's never done anybody wrong, like she's never mistreated anybody, like she's never been petty or shady. Girl, you was just petty or shady on your trip 6 weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know or care where Giselle actually lays her head, but I love the fact that Angel did it. I loved it. So then Giselle downstairs still talking shit about Angel being evicted. And Angel was like, hold up. Listen, girl, I was not evicted. And then that's when Giselle was like, well, we've got some more information. We've got some different information that and Angel was like, well, I tell you what, we need to go ahead and dead this now. What information do you have about me? She said, because before we go any further, we're going to clear this up right now. What information you say you got about me? What more information do you have? She said, at the end of the day, the lease was up before we expected it to be up, and that is it, and that is all. And I mean, to me, an eviction is when you are asked to leave before your lease is up. If their lease was up and the landlord just chose not to renew the lease, that to me, that's not an eviction. Now, I don't know what the true story is. Giselle is alluding to the fact that there's more to the story. But if that is what the story is, regardless of whether we think Angel had an ulterior motive and she only got the lease to be on the show, like, I don't know. But regardless of whether That was the reason why. If they stayed to the end of their lease, they were not fucking evicted. And I just hate that word. I hate that because again, it goes back to the whole catfish of it all. Y'all are using this word to you. It's a trigger type thing. You know what I mean? Because who wants to feel like they were evicted? Right. Eviction implies that you were broke. Eviction implies that you didn't pay your rent. Eviction implies like there's a whole process of an eviction. And that there's no proof of any of that. Now, somebody can make the argument, oh, well, they only got a lease for 6 months because they thought they were going to be done filming. Okay, you can make an argument about that. You can make an argument that they were trying to extend the lease and the owners were like, no, we don't want to extend. Because listen, there's a difference in they didn't want to extend the lease because maybe they had already booked somebody, and versus they don't want to extend their lease because they ain't like y'all as tenants. You know what I'm saying? But Giselle, unless you have some paperwork from a court that shows that they were evicted, shut up. Right. I don't think they have any more information. Anything they bring is going to bring some. The streets are talking. The streets are talking. Child, ain't no streets talking. The other thing I forgot to say is that Angel said she wasn't bringing them women to her house because she didn't want that energy in her house. Again, I don't blame her. My only issue is how far away they are. I don't like the fact that they're an hour away. And I'm actually surprised that production is allowing that to happen. I'm actually surprised that production is allowing them to be that far away. But I don't care that Angel is only letting certain people to live in her house. I don't blame her. But I don't like the fact that they're an hour away. Now, part of me is hoping that Angel is lying and just kind of like pulling their leg about how far away it is. Because I'm surprised that production would allow that to happen. She said they tried to extend the lease and that the owner said they had already rented it out. Because that's the thing. If you have a short-term lease, it's like an Airbnb. If you have an Airbnb and let's say somebody is renting from you for 6 weeks, that Airbnb is going to be listed for the day you move out. It's listed. It's on the website. So unless you say to them, listen, can we stay another month? If they've already rented it out to the next person, the answer is going to be no. So you got to jump on it and jump on it quick. That's like when I did my Airbnb for my birthday, when we did it in Turks and Caicos, we wanted to stay an extra day. And so I emailed them because the flights, it was like the difference in the flights was ridiculous. Like the original day we were leaving, I think we were originally leaving on a Saturday. The flights were like $400 more leaving on a Saturday than leaving on a Sunday. And it was cheaper for us to just stay at the Airbnb one more night and split the cost than for us to fly out on a Saturday. So I reached out to the house manager and I was like, is it possible that we could get another day? And she was like, I got to check. She had to check the website, make sure there were no bookings. And then she told me what the prices and stuff were. And we were able to do it. But at the end of the day, if she had looked, if somebody else had booked the house that day, we was just shit out of luck. We was either going to have to stay at a hotel at the airport for a night or just eat that $400 and suck it up. So she said that she did reach out to him, but she probably waited too long and they had already rented. Because that's the thing. When you have those short-term leases, you're losing money. Every day that house is empty, you're losing money. So I think that I'm going to be very honest with y'all and say, and I know I'm putting 20 on 10. I don't know these people from a hole in the wall, and I know I'm putting 20 on 10. But I'm going to be very honest and say, I think that when Angel finally tells us the real, I honestly think Angel is dealing with some postpartum. I really think Angel is not in a happy place. And she did look like a totally different person when they got off that plane. Angel looked like a totally different person. She visibly looked happier. And I'm wondering, and the reason why I say that is because it almost sounds like she fucked up, right? when she was talking about the lease and everything, it's almost like she screwed it up. And I'm wondering if she was just like overwhelmed with the kids and all the things that she had going on, if she just forgot. Like, we're not the house, we haven't found a house yet. We need more time. And she just forgot to email the owner in a reasonable amount of time. But anyway, yeah, at the end of the day, I agree. She could just go home. Like, girl, Giselle and Ashley, y'all could just freaking go home. And I kind of wish, I honestly think that if Giselle and Ashley were to leave and remove themselves from this situation, I bet you they would have so much fun. Baby, I bet you they would have so much fun. But anyway, that's the episode, y'all. I'm listen. Y'all know I'm going out of town this weekend, so I'm gonna try to get caught up this week. But we got Married to Medicine, Love and Marriage Huntsville, the Whether You Like It or Not panels tomorrow night. It's at T's house, I believe. Wasn't it at Scotty's house last week? Or was it at Busy's house? Child, it'll be on Instagram. I think it's either Scotty or T's house. It's at JoJo's house, Lord. Thank you, Ravine. It's at JoJo's house, Lord. I can't keep up. Child, I can't keep up. So it's at JoJo's house. All right, so meet us at JoJo's house tomorrow. And we'll get caught up, child. We'll get caught up how we get caught up with Married to Medicine and all the rest of it. With that being said, y'all have a great evening. And I will talk to y'all later. Mwah, peace.